Hotel Homeless Global Dorm here in Maite. If you're wondering exactly where this shelter is located, right by the GNOC headquarters and next to the Payless here in Maite. And Bree, back on containing COVID, of course, this was an issue that we were following and fighting for, very closely.
Right. This is a long time coming. So many different RFPs had been worked on, never materialized, but the day has finally come. They opened this homeless shelter here in Maite, and actually we're going to take a tour inside. But first, as we were recording this, we ran into an individual. Her name is Yvonne. Yvonne, hi Yvonne, come on in here.
Yeah. So Yvonne is one of the many people on this island who helps the homeless, and you were telling us that you usually drop donations down in Gotnia where there's a lot of street homeless. You haven't seen them down there. You're told they're here, and so now you're here to drop a donation. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we get lots of extra like milk and fruits and vegetables and stuff. We have lots of family members that donate the clothes they don't fit anymore. So yeah, we just try and help out. Everybody could use some help, and we try to help as much as we can.
And talking with the homeless down there in Agatnia, and now that they're being here sheltered, what are some of the things that they're telling you?
So, the last that I've heard, they just came up here. We tried to donate down to Kemlin Kitty Dot, but she said they don't really accept some of the stuff that we were bringing. So, like dishes they could use, lots of household stuff, especially with this pandemic going on. We definitely want to get some help out there.
Is this something that you just do? Is this your second time?
This is our second time coming here so far. And yeah, this is something that we just do. We've gotten help before, so we're just trying to give back as much as we can.
I would appreciate that so much, Yvonne.
All right, thanks, Yvonne. We're going to go ahead and go inside, but thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Okay. Okay. First, this is Michael Suzuki. So you run the shelter here?
Yes, I am the program manager for Safe Haven.
Okay, Project Safe Haven. And tell us about how many people are here?
We have roughly about 72.
72. Are these 72 individuals or 72 families?
72 individuals. We have about 13 kids, and the rest is males and females.
Okay. And this particular shelter, it's strictly for families?
No, it's
correct?
not.
Okay.
It was designed supposed to be strictly for families, but we found out that we need to accommodate the singles and the couples also.
Okay. And go ahead, if you could, just give us a little tour of the facilities here.
Okay, so this facility has roughly about 40 rooms, and we'll go down the hallway.
Okay.
Oh, young man wants to show you your room. Okay.
How long have you guys been open here?
We have been open about 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
And we've been filling up. Actually, we're at capacity right now.
And so this is just temporary? How long are they allowed to stay here?
The program is for the COVID virus. And so the governor wants to bring the street homeless out of the streets and bring them into a shelter.
Okay.
Please.
Hello, hi. What's your name?
James.
James.
My name's James.
How old are you, James?
7.
7 years old. All right.
He's 56.
He's 56.
Oh my goodness, you exposed my age. 56.
Is that Daddy? Is that your dad?
That's my dad.
That's your dad.
That's my mama back there.
Oh, that's your mom. Hi, Mom. All right, so how are you adjusting here?
Man, it's great. It's a blessing, real good blessing. And being out on the streets is pretty much hardship going on, and this COVID-19 coronavirus thing has we need to get together and
How long were you homeless?
Oh my goodness, honey, come here, come. You're in this too. We've pretty much been homeless since we
7 years since
7
I was
years.
pregnant with my son.
Tell us your story.
Where should we start? Tamuning?
Yes. So we were homeless in Tamuning over at the Mayor Rivera's compound area, the pavilions. I was pregnant. We were chased out of where we were staying at the time, and since then we've been trying to find a place of our own. Because I'm not from here, I really don't know where to start. And so we're like, we don't know where to go, who to talk to find something, for our boys, like at least a piece of land. We're not rich. We don't have any money to, to buy, but we've been looking for the longest time for someone to help us to, gain access or like to get something that we can pass down to, our son. And
More land trust might be an answer to that. I'm from here, and technically, he grew up on the streets and stuff. Thanks to Guma San Jose in Deredu, we've been housed we've been in and out, and this thing about needing a place we can call home, where we can call our own, where you guys, if I'm working out there and making $13.56 an hour, there's going to be a day that, we're going to be out. I was promised, the tomorrow's custom is passing down inheritance, and I was one of them that lucked out. And technically, I've been homeless since I was 18.
And you guys are here, and one of the things that the governor had mentioned, and Lieutenant Governor, this administration, is that we're not just trying to find a shelter. We're trying to provide these wraparound services to help these families. So what kind of discussions have you guys had in terms of getting some assistance?
Basically, it's the needs that pretty much needs.
Really, my husband and I, we try to teach our son, son, we're sorry, we don't have anything for you. And this is, how we're living right now. He knows, for a 7-year-old, he knows where he stands in life, and he understands, and he accepts us. But in a way, too, he encourages us to, push and try to find ways to, where can we go? What can we do? Who can we talk to? Hey, we're here. We're descendants of the Marianas, and this is all we need. We've seen and we've experienced so many,
Assistance.
People in authority and other people in the public, they try to, I don't know if the right word is scorn, or they shun us because they see that we're living in a pavilion and we're making it home, and they got a kid. Oh my gosh, those guys are bad parents. They're lazy. They don't want to go and get a job, but really they don't know our story to where we are trying. It's just we don't know where to go.
There's a lot of logistical stuff that went into this undertaking. Let's talk about feeding the clients here.
So under the governor's, our lieutenant governor's preview, we have civil defense that gives them meals, three meals a day, and then we also provide them the Wi-Fi, and we also have the critical work for the social workers and the case manager. So as they're in here in our care and in the safety of the virus, then we try to work with them and see what they need. Like a lot of them need licenses and identification and jobs, so they can move forward.
And that's part of the Passport to Services program?
That's part of the program here, and Passport to Services is one of them.
How long are they allowed to stay here?
Well, so far, as far as I know, we're up to 30 days, and then if the extension.
Why 30 days?
Well, that's
Just under the public health emergency?
I'm not too sure. That's under the governor's office, and so I know that
the plan. You provide the shelter for 30 days, and then you tell everybody to leave?
No, That's not the plan. It depends on, we want to bring them all in for safety. This is for the COVID virus, to keep them safe. And then so what happens is it depends on if they extend it for 30 more days. It's an open PO.
What about the demand? So I remember when this place first opened, it was we had 30 people sheltered. Now you're telling us 72.
Right.
So what's the capacity, and how are we going to be able to meet the demand, because there's still so many homeless out there?
Well, right now they're looking for other places too. So it depends on what's out there and what we can get. And so this is just the beginning. And so we don't. Everything's changing every day. And so what we're trying to do is just get all the logistics together, but bring out. We've been doing outreaches, and so we've been bringing people in. So we're seeing now there's a lot of single males and females that we need to provide services for.
How long have you been with Catholic Social Services?
I've been here about 7-8 years.
7-8 years. Have you seen, I guess, with the COVID pandemic, have you seen it this bad?
Yes, I have. It's just now that we're going out looking for them, and it's getting much better. You know, with the clientele that comes through our Guma San Jose, we help them out, and they get places of their own, jobs and stuff like that. But I think the pandemic now is just to keep them safe.
Right. But 7 years is a long time, you know, for doing the work that you're doing. Has there ever been a point where you're just like, I just can't do it, because a lot of the things that you do, it's heartbreaking?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What keeps you going?
What keeps me going is working with the clientele. They're really good people. You know, a lot of people out there misunderstand them. They're just like us. They're just in a situation that they don't want to be in. Nobody wants to be there. They want to make good for their family, and they want to live comfortably, and they're not out there to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
That's a myth or misunderstanding.
Right. So, Mike, you've been out there 7-8 years with CSS. I mean, you've had you pounded the pavement. Are we making a dent with this shelter and the homeless problem on Guam? Are you optimistic that we could finally be turning the corner and addressing this very serious issue that every year only seems to be getting worse?
And we're talking about 30 days here, so, you know, this isn't a permanent solution.
No, it's not. It's just for the pandemic. And so we're hoping we can go further on. If things work out better, we got some clients that are ready to move forward. And so that's helping. And if you're asking me, is it getting worse? Every time we help somebody, it gets better. There's always somebody falling, but it's our job to pick them back up.
What about the wraparound services that the governor was talking about offering? Are we doing that?
Well, that's what we're doing right now. We got the
providing
social
healthcare?
workers here,
Okay.
and then that's part of the wraparound. So we start to get their needs together, and then we can start going out to the different agencies and see what we can do with their needs. It's just very difficult because a lot of things are closed right now. You know, it's hard to get out there to public health, hard to get out there to DNV for their identification. You know, it's hard to get out there to look for a job, you know. But if we can get all their paperworks together, as they leave here, they're a step closer to where they need to get to. Then they can always come and apply at Guma San Jose.
How about let's go over. Let's talk. Ton, I see you guys a lot in Gotnya. Are we satisfied with the services being offered here for you guys?
Yeah, kind of. But like I told, we had a staff meeting with Mr. Mike. There are a lot of issues that when they brought us here the first time, they brought up some things that they're going to assist us with, aside from getting legal documents and all that. And all the staff we see is mostly them. And we've been up here already going on 2 weeks. Nothing's done yet.
So you haven't seen any people from like government of Guam agencies, public health, maybe Reverend Tax or
his staff. Just Mr. Mike and his staff. And, you know, every time they see us, I say, I want to see them. Because they're the one that brought us up here. They're the one that said this is going to happen. And now we're finding it's another road. It's nothing. And a lot of people are very disappointed. And yes, you know, the services, the what we get from these guys, we appreciate everything, but we want to see the real people that brought us here.
Are you kind of nervous? Because they're saying that this is just temporary, it's just 30 days.
Because when we had the staff meeting, yes, a lot of us had kids. They brought their kids here because they were under the impression that Catholic Social Services is going to help with housing. Now to find out that we're only here very temporary. And, it's already 2 weeks we've been up here. And, nothing. And
So in a couple of weeks, you could be back out on the street again.
yeah, that's true. And when we came up here, we don't have all our stuff. You've seen our stuff. We don't have everything. So when we go back out, where we're going to go. And me and my other half, we were down in the Ganya 2 days ago. We saw more homeless, and I'm like, wow, where are these guys coming from? It's like they took us out, Northern's coming down.
So, Ton, you're basically saying promises, promises. You guys were told, hey, we're going to not just put a roof over your head, but we're going to help you get back on your feet, get out there, get a job, find shelter, and that's not what's happening.
Yeah, and come to find out that we're going to end up back in the streets. A lot of us, we lost our spots. We call it spots because that's where we've been sleeping at, and we felt comfortable. Now when we go back out, we have nowhere to go. And we're probably going to go to the same routine, getting chased from here, chased from there. And so, we all thought this was going to be permanent or a little bit permanent, or a little bit longer until we get housing, but now none. So
Obviously, there's more than two sides to every story, and this is a very complicated issue. So, Mike, thanks for bringing us down here and taking us on this tour. But I'm sure you could feel the frustration as these people promise the moon and maybe not going to get it. What would your response be to that?
I have not, from what I know, is that was not the promise that I understood. I was understanding that it is specifically for the COVID virus, to get them in and out of the danger. And so that was the immediate need that the governor, the lieutenant governor wanted to do. And so with Catholic Social Services, we decided to provide the social working and the case management as we have them there. And so we're working, we're starting to do it. And it's pretty difficult because we're kind of limited. And we're just doing the best we can, getting to know these guys, and it's just hard. They just came in, they need to settle down, and we can't just go straight from day one and say, I need you to do this and I need you to do that. But we need to have them relax, get comfortable, and then we can start working with them.
Well,
there you go.
You did hear from Tony. He's been here for 2 weeks, so hopefully he can get the help that his family and everybody that's here will get some sort of assistance to finding a permanent home as opposed to just being here.
I mean, we're not calling you out, Mike, at CSS. I mean, obviously, this is a government of Guam issue. The governor, right.
They were going to be, like with passport to services, whatever they provide, right? That they were going to help find them permanent homes, find them, make them feel
And
safer.
that's part of why they said they took so long to get a shelter, was they said, we just don't want to put them in a shelter because we want to do this and we want to do that. But now we're just finding out that they're just putting them in a shelter. So, yeah, sorry. He's like, hey, I'm just trying to help, guys. So thanks, Mike. And like we said, it's a complicated issue. Not going to be solved overnight, but definitely there's a difference between what we had heard and what these people were told and what's actually happening. So again, we're here at the Homeless Hotel, the Global Dorm in Maite.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. See you.